Starfield's New Game Plus is a little bit of a hot topic, but I think it's definitely going to be worth the rewards. If you don't know what Starfield's New Game Plus is, we have a video here, top right corner, which details everything that you need to know about it, which is relatively spoiler-free, whereas this video will have quite a few spoilers in it, so if you don't want spoilers or you're not at that point yet, then check out the other video, and thanks for watching. Come back towards the end. For now, though, we're going to be talking about New Game Plus and how you can run it a hell of a lot quicker if you do certain things just to make things a little bit more efficient, and also how you can get all 24 temples in one run. So if that sounds good, subscribe to the channel, drop a like on the video, and stick around for much more Starfield content. Now, the artifacts are a main point in this game, and obviously as you play through the main storyline, it can take you quite a while to get there. But when it comes to New Game Plus, things are a little bit different, because what you do is you head in, once you've gone into that second universe, you go straight over to Sarah at the lodge, you miss all of the Minor and the Argos part at the start, and then you can have an option to either continue the main quest line as it properly is, or you can decide to just go after the artifacts that are available. Now, if you just go after the artifacts that are available, it is relatively quick. It takes between 40 minutes to an hour to collect all the artifacts and do the final boss scene. So that is a quick one. But you don't get the power level ups if you do it that way. All you get from just collecting the artifacts and finishing the storyline is the upgraded ship and the extra set of armor. Now, you can only do 10 New Game Pluses for the ship and the armor. After that 10th one, you will not get anything different. But the powers, on the other hand, are something a little bit different. There are 24 powers in total, and the way that these powers work is with each New Game Plus, every temple that you visit, you get an extra level to that power, all the way up to the maximum of 10. But on your first playthrough, you may not know that you can't actually get all 24 temples in one run unless you already know how to do it. Because at the end of the game, you are faced with an option: the emissary or the hunter, or none. And if you pick either the emissary or the hunter, you can't finish all of the temples. You will end up missing a few at the end. But if you decide not to help either the emissary or the hunter, that way you can go after all temples in one run. Now, just for the artifacts alone, relatively easy to do, but there are a few ways that you can speed this process up, and it will help you towards the end game where you end up going through that final battle with either the emissary, hunter, or both. But what you can do is head into Atlantis, which you already are in. Go over to the commercial district, because when you finish the game and you speak to Sarah, you get yourself a relatively decent weapon. It varies depending on what playthrough you're on, and I believe it is random. I haven't had the same one on any playthroughs yet. So you get a decent weapon, just over 17,000 credits, and some other little bits, which you can go over to the distribution center in the commercial district of New Atlantis. There, when you're in the distribution center... Now, when you're at the distribution center, there are plenty of weapons to choose from. I'd recommend getting yourself a decent weapon that has decent ammo availability. So something like the Maelstrom, the Grundle, the laser weapon, I forgot the name of it now. But anything along those three lines, if you can get a higher level variant of that, you're pretty much set, because you will always be able to find ammo as you go through, and it just makes life a lot easier. Some special weapons are hard to get the ammo for, and you may need to buy it. But if you buy one of those three categorized weapons, they're relatively easy to get, and sometimes you can get better variants than what you've already got. But that does involve stopping and looting every single person that you see and checking whether weapons are better or not better. Whereas at least if you buy the decent one, occasionally you will come across something that is a little bit better. It may not be the same weapon, but it's worth saving towards that end battle. So as you progress through, you'll end up accumulating loads of ammo, and you've got a decent weapon that you've already bought, so you don't need to fanny around in your inventory too much. Another thing you can do is go to the viewpoint, which is in the starport of New Atlantis, and in the viewport, that is a bar, so you can buy certain items in there, which will increase your damage resistance, sometimes give you better damage, and also, if you can get a hold of some amp in there, which not very often, you can get that more often at the distribution center, but amp is great for the temple run. If you're not doing that, you don't really need it. All you need is better weapons and something that gives you damage resistance and can help you put out a little bit more damage. Once you've got those, all you need to do is head straight out, follow the quest line, and get the artifacts. Now, once you've got all of the artifacts, you'll need to go speak to Sarah, and she will give you her set as well. Once you've got those, you'll need to go and face off with the hunter or the emissary, or both. This is the point where you'll decide what you want to do. If you are going straight in just to finish just through getting the artifacts alone and aren't bothered about powers, then that'll be it. Go straight through, deal with one or either of those guys. But if you deal with one of them, it does give you a chance to persuade them right at the very end, which will enable you to skip that giant fight scene, which does knock off at least 10 minutes. So definitely worth doing. If you can persuade them and you've got a high enough level, then do that. Now, if you're going for powers, you're going to want to follow the same path towards the beginning. Speak to Sarah, just get the artifacts, head to the distribution center and the viewpoint, spend some money, get some better gear. Then all you need to do is go speak to Vlad. Now, more than likely, you will have a fair few of these power locations pop up already, so you can run and do all of those relatively quickly. But unfortunately, when it comes to Vlad, you do have to go and speak to Vlad after each power gain, which does become a bit of a problem. Then Barrett also has an extra temple for you. Barrett is somebody that you can come across in the lodge quite a bit, so go speak to Barrett. Once you've spoke to Barrett and he's on board, you'll end up getting his temple location as well, which is an extra temple. And then obviously the emissary and the hunter decide to fight both of those, which will give you the remaining temples. Now, once you've done that and you are hunting for the temples, there are a few things you can do that will speed up the process. Obviously, don't be over-encumbered because that will slow you down. That is a relatively obvious one. And then AMP, again, will give you that 35% speed bonus. Any drinks or food items as well that give you a bonus to O2 will enable you to sprint longer. Some planets where they have low gravity, you can use your boost pack to get around faster without using stamina. But some planets with higher gravity, you are going to have to sprint, and that will take out on your O2 a little bit more as well. So, if you've got items that will enable you to have a higher O2 level, or you can upgrade that via skills, that will really help. Because skills do carry over once again. Another way you can help speed up is when you are landing in your ship. As you can see here, on the left, I can see the temple. So keep your eye out when you are doing this, because it will show you two areas of the map, which if you can't see the temple in those two areas as you're landing, then that narrows it down just a little bit to an easier sort of way to look. So as I could see, it was in the left of the ship, so I know exactly where it is. Another way you can find these is if you go over to your scanner. As you can see here, I can scan that. That says unknown. That says unknown. If you find the temple, it will tell you temple fee, temple this, and temple that. So the quickest way to get to each location is, as you can see here, you open up your missions, go over to the power from beyond, click on this option here, and then press B, show on map. Do not press set course. If you press set course, it will put you in that system, but it won't show you the exact planet. So you have to go into your map again and then fast travel twice. Whereas if you do it this way, that cuts off that few seconds. And when you are actually doing this 24 times, you're going to have to save a few seconds where you can. And then at the end there, that will have you with all 24, technically 25 temples and all of their powers leveled up. Hopefully this has helped. If it has, drop a like in the video, subscribe to the channel and stick around for more Starfield content. That is what we'll be doing here. Over the next week, we'll have a video every night at 9 PM. I'm going to be trying to do some more storyline stuff as well when it comes to showing off the different quest lines, because we have just shown off the main one for now, but the different quest lines are relatively interesting, and we got loads of videos like that where you can get free apartments, where you can get free ships, all of that good stuff, so stick around for all of that. For now, though, I've been Cowboy. You've been awesome. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you very soon with some more Starfield.